And we are back. Hello everyone, welcome back to 5 Minutes Code channel where I will be explaining the solution of every problem of lead code and geeks for geeks. So without wasting any time, let's get started. Today's problem is reverse a linked list, which is a very common interview problem and is marked as easy. Okay, all right, let's find out what we will be given into this problem and what we have to do. So we will be given one head of the linked list, basically node head, and what we have to do is we have to reverse the linked list and return the new head of the linked list. Okay, reverse the linked list and return the new head of linked list. Okay, pretty simple problem statement, but believe me, its solution is not as simple, but I will try to make it very easy to you, make very clear to you. So yeah, let's see it. So if you will see this linked list test case which we are given 1 2 3 4. Okay, so if we will visualize this linked list, it will be something like this. First node, which is also our head node, this is our head, so it is currently 1, and head 1 is pointing to 2. Second node is pointing to third node is pointing to fourth node, and fourth node is pointing to null. Basically means after fourth node there is nothing. Okay, so it is pointing to null. Okay, all right. Now what we have to do, so we have to reverse this linked list. Reverse this linked list how? Basically this 3 which is pointing to 4, and now this 4 will point to 3. Okay, I'm taking this key. Yeah, you have a very, let's say, beginner level understanding of how linked list works. Okay, then only please jump to this solution. So you should have a know what is linked list, how it works. Okay, all right. So now basically what I will do, instead of 4 pointing to null, this 4 will now point to 3 in the reverse linked list. I'm saying, okay, this 3 instead of pointing to 4, it will point to 2. Okay, this 2 which is pointing to 3 now will point to 1 now. Okay, and this 1 which is pointing to 2 will point to null, okay, so this is how we are going to make our new linked list, and basically return this new head. Okay, 4. So now this 3 is not pointing to 4, this 3 is pointing to 2, this 2 is not pointing to 3 but is pointing to 1, and this 1 is not pointing to 2, it is pointing to null. Okay, all right, so this is what we have to do. Pretty simple, and there are numerous ways to do it, but we will be going from brute force approach to the most optimized one. Okay, all right. So basically I will delete this. So the first approach which is coming in my mind is basically make a new list, make a new array list, and put all the elements of our linked list into that. Okay, so in my array I will be having 1 2 3 and 4. Okay, all right. After that what I will do, I will simply iterate over this array from the last, and this just change the value of it, just change the value of the given linked list, this linked list we are given. And what I will do, I will simply change the value of it. Okay, so I will start traverse this array from the last. Now I will make this as 4, I will make this as 3, I will make this as 2, I will make this as 1. Okay, we can do this and it will be accepted as well, but we are taking some extra space, so we should not take extra space. Okay, all right. After that, basically there is one more solution, is basically key. Yeah, I think this one was good one. Okay, take a new array and simply change the values of it. Okay, but we are taking some extra space and we don't want to change the like say take the extra space. Okay, all right. So how we can do this? Look, somehow if now we know how we have to do it. Look, this 2 is pointing to 3. I want this 2 should point to 1. Okay, can we do this? Can we make any node point to another node? Yes, we can very simply do that with any node dot next is equal to node, so it will be pointing. Okay, now look how we are going to do that. So basically this 1 should point to null, which is our head. Current head should point to null. Okay, and after that this new node, this second node should point to the previous node. Okay, all right. And in the same way, this 3 will point to 2 and we are going to get our answer. So how are we going to approach this? Okay, so look, very simple is this. 1 is pointing to 2. Okay, 2 is pointing to 3. Okay, and 3 is pointing to 4. Okay, all right. I will simply traverse this linked list. So currently my head is this. Okay, and let's take one new head which is tmp head as well. Okay, which is, let's say, temporary head or new head or anything you can say. Tmp, I'm writing tmp. Okay, and currently it is pointing to null, it is currently null. Okay, and currently I'm at this head, so I will make a new node next which is pointing to this 2. Okay, this new node next is pointing to 2. Okay, all right. Anything you can write, anything you can name the name of variables. Okay, so what I will do, look, currently my tmp is null. Okay, so what I will do is basically I will make this tmp is equal to current head. Okay, so my tmp will be equal to current head, and my 1 which is pointing to 2 is now point to null. Okay, all right. And now what I will do, this 1 is not pointing to 2, 1 is pointing to null, and I will update my head, so my head is again pointing to next. Okay, all right. Now again what I will do, first step I will make this next to head dot next. Okay, so this next will now be pointing to heads next, which is 3. Okay, this is my next. Okay, and second step, look, this is what why I am taking this next variable. I'm taking this to secure, because now this 2 will not point to 3. This 2 will point to my tmp. This 2 will point to my tmp. But if I to my 2 will point to tmp, how will I know where was 3? That's why I'm taking a new node to store this. Okay, so now this 2 is pointing to not 3 but to 1. Okay, all right. Now what I will do, again two steps, head will be promoted to next. Okay, and tmp will be promoted to head. Okay, so this will be tmp. Let me quickly delete few of the things. I think you guys are having a good understanding of what I'm doing, and the code will be very simple as well. Okay, so this tmp will be there. Okay, tmp. All right. Now first step, what I will do, next will be pointing to head dot next. Okay, which is 4. Okay, next is pointing to 4. Okay, second thing is what, head will be pointing to tmp. Okay, head is 3 currently. Now instead of pointing to 4, it will be pointing to 2. Okay, after that, third step, what I'm going to do, tmp will be head now. Okay, so this tmp will be pointing to head, which is 3, and now head will be pointing to next, which is 4. Okay, all right. Again I will be moving to head 4. Okay, now again next will be pointing to head dot next. Okay, next will be pointing to head dot next, so basically null. And in this way we are going to get our solution. I think you guys have got a little bit understanding of it, and when you will try to dry run it by yourself once, it will be crystal clear to you. Okay, all right. So now let's quickly move on to the code section, but I've already told you all the 4 steps, so I will request you to please pause the video and try to write the code of it by yourself. Okay, all right. I hope many of you will be able to code it, but if not, let me go show you the code. But before that, if you have got the explanation till this point, please subscribe the channel, like the video, and comment. Okay, it will really motivate me a lot. And I have made a very cool Chrome extension for you. You can see this watch tutorial button, so with this you can watch the tutorials on this Geeks for Geeks screen only, instead of moving to YouTube and then watching it. I will simply click on this once, and a modal will open here, and I can watch all the videos here only, instead of moving to lead code or moving to YouTube. Okay, so the link will be in the pinned comment. Make sure you download it. Now let's quickly move on to the code section. I've taken a few time, but I think it's okay. So I will be taking one new variable, which is my tmp head, and which is currently pointing to null. Okay, all right. I will simply use a while loop to traverse the linked list until I move to null. Okay, all right. So if you remember, first thing what I was doing, node next, anything I will write next is equal to what, head dot next, to secure our next, because now head dot next will be pointing to the previous node. Okay, so next will be gone, so that's why I am securing it here. I think this is very clear. Okay, all right. Now I will be simply checking, okay, if my tmp head is equal to null, it means this is my first node. It means this is my first node. And how I'm going to process the first node, if you remember, so what I'm going to do, tmp head is equal to my new head. Okay, and tmp head dot next is equal to null. Okay, we can also write it easily as well. Simply we can write head dot next is equal to null, but let's okay, it's okay. So now for the first step, look, my tmp head will be null, and after that tmp head is equal to head, this one, and now head dot next is equal to null. So instead of pointing to 2, it will be pointing to null. Okay, all right. I think very clear this is. Okay, all right. And now I will move to the next. Let me quickly write the else part, and after that let's quickly not write the next part, else part. Now we will write it understanding as well. Okay, so now what I will do, I will simply update my head to next. Okay, so head is simply equal to next. Okay, all right. Now again I will move. So look, this 2 is my next for now, and it is now after moving this is head. Okay, this is head. Okay, all right. So now what I will do, again next will be head dot next, which is 3. Okay, so this will be my next. Okay, and after that what I have to do now, this head dot next should point to tmp head. Head dot next will now point to tmp head. Okay, so very simple it is. In the else part, what I will do, first of all, head dot next will be equal to tmp head, and now update the tmp head as well to head, so that it's basically we have to update tmp head again and again, so that it's pointing to 2, then to 3, then to 4. It's basically the previous node. Tmp head is basically the previous node, so it will be equal to head. And yeah, that's it guys, that's it. And coming outside here, I will simply return the tmp head, because look, at the last step, when head will be equal to null, this tmp head will be the previous node of null, which is 4. Okay, so we are done with it. Let's quickly compile this, and I will request you to please sit with pen and paper and try to visualize this code once. Okay, so it will be very good for you. Let's quickly submit this as well. And I'm actually very tired today, but I wanted to make a video show to continue the streak. So yeah, that's it for today, and enjoy the weekend. I'm going to see you again tomorrow. Till then, keep on coding, subscribe the channel, like the video, and bye.